Hey, BuJo class. This is kind of bittersweet. This is my last video, and although I would tell you videos are just a pain in the butt, this whole iMovie thing is not my jam. I have really enjoyed going through this process with you the last 7 weeks. I thought I knew a lot about bullet journaling, but this class really gave me an opportunity to dive deep into Ryder Carroll's thinking through his philosophy and what bullet journaling really is at the heart of it. This week's topic or theme is reflection, and Ryder Carroll actually has a lot to say about reflection. Now, bullet journaling itself is reflective in the fact that you have to think about whether something is worth writing down or not. The act of writing, it takes time, it takes, a little bit of effort. And so if it's not worth writing down, it's probably not worth your time. It's not that important. Now, even though you're writing down lots of things throughout the day, maybe not recently, but once you start getting really busy again, you're going to be writing a lot of things down in your bullet journal. And it's going to be important to be reflective about the things that you put in there. Ryder Carroll says, if we're not careful, we can start to go on autopilot, which can greatly diminish our experience of the world. And I absolutely believe this. I think we need to be reflective and choosing, what we want in our days. And if we're not seeing enough of that, we need to schedule it in. Now, Ryder Carroll does talk about a PM and AM reflection. In the morning, it is best to look over your day, see what tasks, may need to be added to your day to make sure you're meeting your goals. It's a good way to start the day, and it kind of starts you off on a positive note. If you're groggy like me in the morning and you just can't think of a whole lot else, it really gets you on the right track of moving forward. The nice part about a PM reflection is that it can help you unwind as well as do a little bit of screen detox. And I don't think we talk about that enough as adults, that the amount of time we're looking at screens is actually detrimental to our health in a lot of different ways. I won't get into that right here, but I think using our bullet journal is a way that we are hardwiring our brain for the better. And to be able to look at this before we go to sleep instead of a screen is very beneficial. Now, if you can handle me getting a little philosophical on you, I want to refer to the Google Slides where you have seen the image of the stimulus and the reaction. Something happened, you responded, and oftentimes our response is brought upon by emotion. And emotions are good. They give us a lot of information, but it doesn't always mean that we need to react upon our emotions, every single one that we have all the time. That would be very unhealthy, and it's not going to get you what you want. I think the best thing we can do as part of this reflection process is pause. Now, when we pause between when something happened to us and we react, this gives us an agency of choice, an agency of purpose. This gives us a moment to figure out what we really want and how our response should be. And I think anytime we do a reflection, that's at the heart of what we're doing. That's at the heart of what I'm doing right here on this video. So let's talk about this video a little bit. I wanted to take a moment and pause and think about all of the good, wonderful things that I was able to do through this course that I would not have done on my own. I know I had my own bullet journal and I had a theme set out and it was all going to be like mountains and cool views, and I was going to set it up in a certain way and only do certain kinds of spreads. And what I learned in this course is that's not really what I wanted. That's not really me. I see all these people on YouTube and sometimes they'll do like a theme of the month, and I realized that in this class, I did something different every week, and I loved it. I was able to use watercolor pretty terribly, but I was able to do a watercolor cactus wearing a sombrero, eating a taco. I just don't think I ever would have done that before. I was also able to use a whole bunch of gel pens and add in color, which I'm more of like a black-white kind of person, but I thought using color was a lot of fun. So I took this opportunity in the little, hanging up pieces of paper there in my spread to recognize all the new things that I tried that I wouldn't have done without this class, to really show my appreciation for how much it stretched me and made me do things I didn't think I could do. The first one was in honor of me trying to do a wreath, which I wasn't good at and I couldn't draw flowers, but in the end I really liked it. The next one is when I cut out all that craft paper to make it look like Polaroid so I could monitor my hikes in that way. The third one was the letter A for April, when I tried making it look like an Easter egg, and even though you might think it's ridiculous, I had a lot of fun drawing them. I did a mountain theme, I did my Cinco de Mayo theme, I did a chart with gel pens that I thought looked really awesome and I'm super excited about. Once again, never thought I would like it, and I ended up loving it. When we get to the bottom row there, I really focused on using color in my last few spreads and realizing how much I enjoyed incorporating that into it. So the first one is that ombre look where I took the gold veins. Remember we talked about the pottery that breaks, and they went through and fixed it with gold and it made it unique and even more beautiful. And I think that represents bullet journaling to a T. Nothing I did was ever perfect or anything close to it, and that wasn't even the goal. The goal was to do something that was more beautiful in my life, or something that was more unique, more creative, that pushed my boundaries. And you know from being in my class that I am no artist. So for me, this was awesome to get out there and try something different. And I wouldn't have done this if it wasn't for you. As a class, you have really inspired me to try different things. And I see the spreads that you send me each week, and it just blows my mind. So I just want you to know that I am incredibly grateful for you taking this class, for you thinking this is something that is worth your time. I don't take that lightly. The fact that you show up every week when you could be literally doing anything else, but you choose to be here. So thank you for sticking around with me on that. Anyway, I won't get too emotional about that. You can see I finished it out with my couch exercises and my gel pens when I did like the 9 a.m., the 9 p.m., or whatever it was that I chose, that bedtime, morning time routine. On the right-hand side of the spread, I wrote what went really well. And some of the things I want to point out is it pushed my boundaries of creativity. And I didn't care if my spreads didn't go as planned. I didn't stress out about that, which is weird because I'm actually a perfectionist. But I felt like this is a place where I could make a lot of mistakes. I really enjoyed sharing this interest with other people. I enjoyed sharing this interest with my daughter. She bullet journals in her own way, and I think that's so special. And I like trying spreads that I wouldn't normally do. A lot of them I did for you because I thought you would enjoy them. And then I found out I actually enjoyed them, and it's something that I want to continue and do as well. What could have gone better? Honestly, the only thing I think that could have gone better was filming. I had to learn a lot as far as like how to create a YouTube video, how to use iMovie, how to do all the voiceover stuff. I just wanted to die. It was awful, but now I know it and it's really easy. So I'm glad I went through that process, but just a friendly reminder that even for your teachers, new things can be very hard. And finally, what have I learned? I learned that, one, I absolutely love this class. I love sharing my interests with others. I don't really need to do themes. I just kind of want to keep doing what I'm doing, which is a whole bunch of random stuff. And most importantly, I am creative. I wouldn't always call myself an artist, but I'm creative. I mean, look at all that stuff I did on the left-hand side of the page. So for me, this was a really big deal, and it's something else I can add to my I am list that I didn't realize about myself before. And I'm very thankful for this process so I could learn that. And just know that just because this class is over, we can still continue our conversation about bullet journaling all summer long.